In this video, I'm going to show you how to re-import your model into Substance Painter while retaining most or all of your original textures. So over here, I have my file, which is completely textured, and you can see it has a lot of layers, so I don't want to redo all of this if I edit my model. But I do want to make some changes here, so I'm going to go back to Maya, and I'm going to go to vertex mode, and I'm going to edit the shape. So let's say I want to change the shape of this joystick. This is a small change. You can make bigger changes. So I'm just going to change this. And when you make these changes, keep in mind that if your UVs change drastically, you will have to edit these textures. But if you're changing smaller elements, adding things, changing shape slightly, or removing certain objects, that should be fine. So I'm going to select all of this and go to the UV shells for this joystick so I can edit them. When you change the shape of anything, you have to edit the UV shells because it's not matching the shape anymore. So I'm going to select these and hit unfold. And that's going to change that. And just to maybe show you how this works, I'm going to move this UV shell somewhere else. So I'm going to switch stuff around a little bit so that you can see how this works. Let's move this one over here. So I've edited this joystick and I've moved stuff around, but most of my UVs still remain the same. This is often the case when you're trying to update your model. So I'm going to leave it like this and delete the history and check my material. So what is really important when you're updating your prop in Substance Painter is making sure that this material, whatever material you have in your object, that it's named the same thing. So here I have my material named Arcade Prop. The material type doesn't matter. You can always change this later when you finally export your textures, but the name is really important. So Arcade Prop, I'm going to go to Substance and check the name here. This also says Arcade Prop, so I'm good to go. If the names are different for whatever reason, you need to change your Maya name so that it matches what's there in Substance Painter. And just to show you that we can also add things, I'm going to add a cube here that has a different material assigned to it. So this cube, I'm going to assign, let's say, standard surface 1. I'm going to select everything and delete the history. So now we have a new material that's going to be added to our substance file, and we have our original arcade, which already is textured. I'm going to select both of these and go to export selection and arcade test and export that. And once I do that, I can go back into Substance and bring my model in again. If the names don't match, your textures will disappear. If there are any major issues with your model, also your textures might disappear. So keep that in mind while you're doing this. I'm going to go to Edit and Project Configuration and bring in my new model. So I'm going to click on Select, Arcade Test, and bring that in. We want to make sure that Preserve Stroke Positions on Mesh is turned on, because our model is still pretty similar, and I'm going to click on OK to bring that in. You can see that it is thinking a bit. It's kind of trying to find that new mesh. You can see it's already updated here. And we have our brand new mesh, and all the textures, our layers are still retained. And we also have a new material here with our cube. You'll notice that the textures here are wrong. This is because we shifted the UVs from their original position. So whenever you bring in the mesh again, you need to just go back and rebake. So you need to bake the textures again, and you may need to retexture this part because things have changed here. It's not the same shape, it's not the same UVs. So you may need to texture this part, but let's let it bake. So the baking is done, and you can see that it has updated my textures. It is now the correct shape, and because we work with fill layers, so in the arcade prop, everything is a fill layer. It's not really ruined too much once we bake the textures again. Most of what I had here is fine. It's just a changed shape, and it's updated all my fill layers as well.